So yeah, I opened this thing up, not expecting to review it, and all I can say is, holy Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome back to Disavowed Action Figures. Tonight, bringing you another action figure review, taking a closer look at the Marvel Legends Mindless One Marvel Knights Lady Bullseye figure. And wow, this thing freaking blew my mind. All right, so I ordered the whole wave from Amazon, pretty much Amazon, because I want to build the Mindless One. I was really pumped about some of these figures, this not really being one of them. So I opened it, didn't plan to review it. Holy crap, this thing is freaking awesome. So we're going to take a look at it. As I mentioned, it's already out of the packaging. So real quick look here at the box. Marvel Knights right there on the front. Daredevil symbol on the top. And then cross-sell on the back. You have to buy 6 figures to build the Mindless One. We're looking at Marvel Legends Lady Bullseye. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to go too long on this review because I didn't expect to do it, but this is freaking awesome action figure. So it is on the Shriek Buck, which obviously a lot of the female figures we've been getting recently are. So it's not so much that the articulation or the buck is that great. It's just the way the freaking figure looks, the weapons it comes with. It's awesome. It's a very awesome action figure. Again, this came from Amazon. That's where I picked mine up. So if you watched my reviews before, what I'll basically do is we'll take a close look at the figure up close. We'll look at the accessories. We'll move it around a little bit, and then we'll do some comparisons, which is my favorite thing to do in all of these reviews. All right, so taking a closer look at the actual figure first, and this thing looks really freaking cool. So first of all, the Kanzashi, I believe is what they're called, look really cool in the hair. Again, soft plastic. I'd be a little bit concerned if you're storing this in a bin or something, you don't want to break these. All my figures are on a shelf, so I don't have to worry about that problem as much. But those are definitely pretty cool in the hair. The paint on the face came out looking great. Obviously, we have the Bullseye logo right in the forehead. The lips, that kind of playful looking smile looks great. The mask, or again, the paint around the eyes looks really good. Again, just overall looking very crisp. The texture of the hair looks great. Again, the actual body of the figure itself looking great. No real problems here from what I can tell with the lines or the shapes going on. Again, just an overall cool look to this figure. Again, I like the black and the white. Again, Bullseye logo down here. The strip of paint going along the side. The full black part. Again, overall, this just looks like a great figure. I think it looks pretty awesome. Let's look at the accessories, and then we'll do some articulations and comparisons. So I want to start with these Japanese war fans, or Tessens. These came out really freaking cool looking. Again, I have no real background when it comes to this sort of weaponry, but the little bit of research that I did do essentially says they could be for offensive weapons, for signaling, for shielding, all sorts of cool stuff. One way or the other, this figure looks really cool holding these. You get 2 of them. They're both the same. But again, cool accessory to pack in. Cards on the table. I know nothing about this character from the comics, so I'm kind of just going off what I'm seeing. And I know who Bullseye is, not really Lady Bullseye. Then we do get this samurai-looking sword. Again, looks good. Down here, we have like a reddish color going on the handle. So again, sword is fine. Came through great. No warping or anything like that. We also get 2 other weapons. We get the size. We get a pair of those. So again, if you want to have a showdown with Elektra, you can. My size are a little bit bent, but again, you can heat these things up. They'll go right back where you need them to go. So again, there's your typical size that we get probably with all the Elektra figures and other samurai figures that do tend to come with these. And then you also get 2 punching hands. The 2 fall hands that come in are like grasping hands. And the grasping hands I'll actually show you as well. They are both different. One of them is just kind of your typical grasping hand right there, as you can see. However, the other one, I believe, is like a sai-wielding hand, because it does have the 2 fingers and the thumb kind of bent, so you can actually kind of like hold the sai and grip it better in your hand for an actual proper sai grip. But again, overall, between the accessories, how this thing looks and how the figure actually holds the weapons is pretty freaking awesome. So real quick, let's just go through the articulation on this thing. Again, it is the Shriek body, so you're going to pretty much know what the articulation is. We do have the pinless elbows and pinless knees, which is nice. I always caution everybody. For some reason, I always get female figures with these elbows where the elbow is kind of locked at the top. So this one I do have to heat up a little bit. I just haven't gotten to it. This one here, no problem at all. Goes straight back into the double elbow, no issues. Shoulder will rotate all the way around like so. It will pop out very far, actually above 90. Upper bicep cut going on. I mentioned the double jointed elbow. Hand will rotate all the way around. It is on a horizontal hinge. This one as well, horizontal hinge. I think they're all horizontal hinges. As far as the head will go down about that far. Head will look up about that far as well. Be careful, again, you don't bump these and mess those up on yourself. A little bit of playfulness going on there at the pivot in the head, so you get a little attitude, which I always like to see. Leg will kick about that high. Leg will kick back about that far. Upper thigh cut. Pinless double jointed knee goes all the way back. Foot on an ankle rocker will go down extremely far. Will go up extremely far. If you're curious how far it's going to do a split, about that far out for the splits. And then we do get the articulation up here in the torso. You can see how that does bend right there. Again, there's no cut in the waist, just like the other figures that are on this buck. So articulation, again, standard for this type of buck that you've seen. But I think it's more about just the accessories, the look, all of it coming together for a really great action figure. So one of the things that really got me to be all amped up for this figure, as I was kind of just messing around with it during some free time, you can get some really great poses. And again, I know we have multiple female figures on this buck already, but for some reason, it just kind of inspired me to look up different like ninja poses, samurai poses, how they hold weapons, just things like that. And again, I am not a very good action figure poser, I'm going to tell you right now, but it's fun to just kind of mess around with them. And yeah, just kind of just messing around with this figure. I was like, wow, this thing came out great. And just the way it looks, mixed with the way it moves and what it comes with, really makes it a must-own to me. I really am happy to have this in my collection. However, now let's do some comparisons. So as I mentioned earlier, we do see this Shriek buck being utilized a lot recently, which is honestly great because it's just a much more sturdy buck for these female figures. Those old gummy knees on the old Marvel Legends female figures never held up well. So these really are much more of a solid base. Plus the pinless elbows are awesome. So here we do have the recent Shield Hydra female Army Builder 2-pack, as well as the single-released Maria Hill buck, which is essentially the same buck. So again, they all obviously pretty much the same figure going on, just different paint, accessories, and heads and things like that. But this is a much-needed update for Marvel Legends, and I say keep pumping them out. Keep giving us female figures on these bucks. Here is Lady Bullseye from the Marvel Knights Mindless One Wave. Standing next to and compared to the Marvel Legends Hand Ninja, her wave mate, the Fist Ninja from Daredevil, and also the SDCC Deadpool exclusive figure. Here's Lady Bullseye chilling with the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Daredevil Matt Murdock on that Renew Your Vows Spidey buck, as well as the Daredevil Elektra version that recently came out in that retro Spider-Man wave. So again, the Daredevil figures, I'm guessing, would have a pretty strong background with this character, and I've literally never read a comic book with her in it, so let me know in the comments if I am wrong. For an idea how Lady Bullseye scales with some other Hasbro properties that are not Marvel Legends, here is the G.I. Joe Classified Lowlight, and also the Star Wars Black Series Bo-Katan. For some non-Hasbro toys, here is the Lady Bullseye chilling with the Jazzwares Luigi from the recent Mario Brothers movie release action figure line, and also the Plunderlings Feral Cheetah. Here's Lady Bullseye as compared to the NECA Ultimate Alf figure, and also the Mythic Legion's Templar Knight Army Builder figure from the Four Horsemen. Here's Lady Bullseye standing with the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Big Mother Fragger Lobo. And last, and as everybody loves to say, certainly not least, here is the Marvel Legends Mindless One Marvel Knights Lady Bullseye figure as compared to the AEW Jazzwares Unrivaled Orange Cassidy. Yeah, I think Orange is about to get those sunglasses chopped in half. All right, so my closing thoughts on this figure, it's pretty freaking awesome. Again, just the way it looks, the accessories it does come with, the way it moves on this buck, it's an awesome action figure. This wave, the Mindless One wave in particular, is very quickly becoming my favorite wave of the year so far, even though it's not going to be in big box locations. So again, it looks like online stores only, maybe some comic book shops, but you're not going to see it in big box retailers like Target and Walmart from what I understand. Again, complaints, whatever, criticisms, nothing's ever perfect. I would have liked to have had another just regular gripping hand instead of one of the hands being like the Psy holding hand. So I would have liked both is what I'm saying. So an additional hand in the packaging, which is just a sword hand. Again, could it have been on the perfect Black Widow buck? Absolutely could have been. it's not. But again, every single figure is not going to be on that buck. This buck is new and I like it as well. Again, I think it's just the accessories and the weapons that look so great, but it's a really cool figure for your shelf. I don't think we need an alternate head. I don't know a lot about this character from the comics, as I mentioned, so if there's an alternate head, maybe a screaming head or something would have made sense. I don't know. And again, just overall, I don't think there's too much I could say that's wrong with this thing. I really like it a lot. So if you want it, pick it up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you are new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. It doesn't cost you anything. And it helps to grow the channel tremendously in March to 5,000 subscribers. While you're at it, go ahead and click that bell for notifications, because that way YouTube will notify you and tell you every time we post content here at the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try checking us out over at Instagram and Twitter at Disavowed_12. Hey everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 P's of the toy hunt: patience, persistence, but most of all, politeness. Take care, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.